Welcome back to the Stoop Football Fans. It's your boy Lolo with my man Spawny Mark. After 4 weeks, we're kind of starting to get a view of who these teams are, even though everybody keeps confusing us, right?
I'm kind of bummed that we're going into a break so soon. You know, it's like the momentum has just started and I'm getting excited and now I got to wait 2 weeks.
That's why it's like, should we wait and do this video later in the week so we have more time to remember this beautiful week 4 of goals? Because Mark, all but 2 teams scored a goal this week, which makes our first pick for keeper very difficult to do because I wanted to pick one of the teams that had a clean sheet, but Allison didn't have much to do, and even Turner didn't have all that much to do because Chelsea just decided to kick the ball over the post any chance they got. So I'm actually going with somebody who drew, and a lot of people could say he had a terrible game because he had an own goal. And as a keeper, that's something you don't do. But I'm going with Jordan Pickford for Everton, a draw 2-2 against Sheffield United. And Mark, we were talking beforehand, and you said it. Sheffield United deserved to win that game. They deserved to score at the very end. And Jordan Pickford with a double save from his knees, very Pickford-esque. He keeps Everton getting that 1 point in a match where maybe they shouldn't have. So I'm going to go with Pickford on that one.
I 100% agree. Getting those crucial, the English might call it heroic saves at the very last second, and just to see that young man's smiling face going, "Ooh, I made up for it." Much like Walker last week, Pickford made up for a pretty crucial error. So we're in agreement there.
Yeah. All right, Mark. So let's go to defenders. Another one. Lots of goals scored. Who are you going with?
Lots of goals scored. So this was tough, but this was a match that I actually watched on replay, and I can't say how many times I heard his name called in just the worst possible way. So my slot here is going to go to anybody not named Pau Torres, because he had himself just a god-awful, no-good, rotten day at the office.
Jesus. Well, Mark, you got to give it to somebody.
All right, fine. I'll give it to the ex-Wolf, Willy Bali. All 6'5" of him, and I could have put Turner in the slot of Pickford, but it was Bali that was doing all the work. You know, Turner's just back there filing his nails, baking a cake, and Willie's doing all the work. So I got to give it to him. He had not only that, but he, pushing the ball forward as well. I think that's something that he does very, very underrated.
All right. A little nepotism there, but I'll let it slide so I can choose my defender, which is Gabriel Megalegs himself. Welcome back to the team. Everybody's
welcome back indeed.
Everybody's crying for him to just start him. Why is he on the bench? He did nothing wrong. He doesn't want to go to Saudi Arabia, I promise. And you know what? He was playing like a man possessed. He was all over the place. And his Michael Jackson move to keep Garnacho offside, like what a heads up play to recognize that, shit, I'm way over here. I'm not going to help this play at all. Saliba just got burned. And he does this, boom, and it's just enough. They can cry all they want, but there's lines there. And then also the other thing that they're crying about is a penalty. He pulls down the new kid who was very, very good. Hoyland is very good. No. Great defending. He battled with Hoyland he battled with Hoyland the moment that kid stepped on the pitch.
They fought, absolutely.
Mega legs.
I 100% agree with you on that one. It's as if that position of center back was a house, and he said, "This is mine." So hopefully, Arteta, you're listening, and you're going to keep that boy in that spot because he deserves to be there.
Absolutely, man. All right, next defender for you, or are we out of defenders?
I think, let's see. So I'm gonna go with I'm going with Trent Arnold.
He's not a defender.
He's a defender in this. Without Virgil van Dijk, he had to play defense. He had to play back there, fill the role not only as a captain but as a defender, and he was able to do that just tenfold. He did such a great job, plus dropping the passes that we can expect from him, those military style strike passes that land right at the feet. His corner pass to the midfielder for Liverpool,
Soboslai,
Bosley. It sounds like a detective from Barney Miller.
supposedly.
Supposedly. But yeah, Trent, man, he's got the spot.
All right. Yeah. He locked it down. One of the only clean sheets in the house. And I dropped him from my fantasy this week, and that's usually how that happens. So I'm going to go with a very similar style of player, and this guy's already been on our list once this season, and it's only week 4. Somebody who I expect to go for over £100 million next year from the £100 million club, Brighton, and that's Purvis. Purvis is Stupignon. And dude, listen, he didn't get a goal. I don't think he got an assist in the 3-1 win over Newcastle, but boy did he shut down that left side. I think the right side of Newcastle. He made life miserable for Trippier going forward. He couldn't get as far forward as he could. Listen, he was a part of the attack. He was a part of the defense. Realistically, they should have had a clean sheet. They gave it away at the end. You saw all the defenders' faces crumble. Even though it was only one goal, it was like, no. Let's go to the midfield, Mark. Who's your first midfielder that you have on the list? Now, this is a position that I felt we had options. There were a lot of brilliant play in the midfield.
I literally felt like I was playing a slot machine, and it's just like which midfielder is going to come up and that I'm going to be happy with. So we mentioned him earlier in the same breath with Alexander Arnold, but I'm going to butcher it. But here's my best shot. Soboslai.
Sure.
He had a goal, which was finally the only thing he needed to add to his resume to prove to all of those bin dippers that he was worth the money. He was fantastic, and I gotta say, to have him dropping bombs from one side of the pitch and Arnold dropping them from the other. Oh man, Liverpool
dropping them to each other.
Could very well be a very, very scary team.
Yeah.
He's coming into his own. I'd never heard of him, but I know who he is now, and I took the time to learn his name.
Yeah. He's really going to be a big, big pickup that a lot of people were sleeping on talking about transfer of the season. But I know Liverpool fans, big shout out to Liverpool Chris. Congratulations, Liverpool Chris. If you don't know why we're congratulating him, you don't watch the show enough. So there.
Tune in Friday happy hour and you'll learn all about it. Hopefully he can join us on that.
Okay. So Liverpool, let's keep it in the midfield. I gotta go with £105 million man, Rice baby. Not only did Declan Rice get the winner essentially at the death, even though we had time to score one more goal, but huge moment for him. Huge moment of football. He spoke about it after the match. I would watch United play Arsenal. I would see what that match means, those type of matches, and I've been dying to be in one of them. What would it feel like to score, and then to score the winner at the 100-something minute, like crazy. And
it was the 230th minute of stoppage time.
He took it off the chin, and he's like, normally I play that ball back to Fabio, who's standing there waiting. Like, that's exactly what happens. And he's like, I just smashed it. And he smashed it into somebody. But you know what he did? He shot it at the goal. There's chaos in front of the goal. It bounced off somebody's ass and went in between the keeper and the post. And you know what? We won the match. That alone could have gotten him on this list. But Declan Rice is making tackles all over the pitch. He's calming down when we need to calm down. He's He's advancing us when we need to advance. He is everything we've hoped and dreamed about for seasons now. And I just hope he continues to do the same.
Man, I was so happy to see him score. I was just like, welcome. Now you can embrace your team, and everyone knows you're worth every penny. He definitely deserves this spot.
All right, absolutely, man. So Mark, our last midfielder,
I
staying
struggled,
in London.
man. I'm staying in London, and I struggled
Odegaard,
with
give
this.
it to Odegaard.
You know what? That got penciled in at one point, and I'm like, okay, Odegaard, no. James Madison, no. Mason Solomon, yeah, no.
Manor Solomon.
Got it. I'm sorry, Mason Solomon. Uh, had to Mason's no, I'm sorry,
Manor.
Manor
You
Solomon.
corrected
God damn
yourself
it, I
for
knew
the
I'd
same thing.
screw up sometime down the line. I thought maybe Manor Solomon. He had a fantastic game, but it all starts with James Madison and what he's able to do in the center of the pitch. Um, and it just allowed everyone else to be better and to do the things that they could do. Just a quick thing on Manor Solomon. I really wanted to pick him because he was the replacement for Chicken Man. But no, James Madison. He's the gear that gets things started for Postecoglou, and he's my midfielder this week.
Yeah, he's been good for the past couple of weeks, and he could have easily gone on last week, been on this list last week, and it's time to actually say like, oh crap, maybe we need to pay attention to James Madison.
Exactly.
All right, well,
All
let's move
right.
to the forwards, Mark, and I'm going to stay with Tottenham because you know what. Let's give them their credit while they're doing it because we know they're going to be Spursy at some point. We hope and pray. But give it up for Heung-min Son, the reverse aging wonder. He was fantastic and sharp and crisp. He's playing without Harry Kane and finally got Richarlison out of the way. And you move him up front. Ange even said he's everything I want in a number 9 in a striker type position, in a forward position. And look, you leave him up front, he's getting balls from either side, from everywhere, and scoring, and he's causing chaos for everybody. And he's doing those things that Arsenal fans hate to see him do. But he's a fantastic ball player. So hat-trick hero number 1.
Absolutely. Like, look. As far as Son is concerned, the last couple of weeks I kind of called him out as being missing in action, but subtract Chicken Man, put Son in the center, and let him do the work, and he did the work. Absolutely belongs here on this list, on the Stoop, in that forward position. Absolutely.
All right.
I'm going to see your hat trick. I'm going to see your hat trick, and I'm going to raise the hat trick.
Okay.
And you mentioned Stupion as the next $100 million man for the $100 million club, Brighton. I'm going to say that the next $100 million man is that 19-year-old kid, Evan Ferguson. And he had a doozy of an Irish smile on his face by the end of the match. I believe it was his first hat trick, probably not his last. Scoring on a pinball rebound, on a strong strike, on just a foot in the air, and he was. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. My favorite word: phenomenal. He was absolutely phenomenal for Brighton.
He was
against a tough team, a team that doesn't give up goals.
I was watching it happen and just shaking my head, just like, what? And his finishes were fantastic. I wanted to hate on it so much, going like, come on, let's not blow this up. He's good. He's all right. But, this team is just so bad. But it's Newcastle. They don't give up 3 goals. Yeah. And he was owning them. The last goal, when he scored it, he turned around like, oh, shit. Like, oh, my God.
That boy good. Like, that's someone that was finding a lot of joy.
Yeah, and finding a lot of joy. The little itty bitty hope that Arsenal fans had watching Manchester City play not their best match against Fulham, and I'm sitting there going, "Yeah, see, Fulham, they're not as easy as it seems." And then Erling Haaland goes on, and then you go and spoil it all by doing something stupid like a hat trick. And I think he had the assist on the other goal, on the Julian Alvarez goal.
He
They didn't give it to him.
did. He totally
They didn't
did.
give it to him.
He was completely unselfish. Nice little weighted pass.
Oh yeah, they did give it
to
to
Alvarez.
Him. Yeah. An assist and 3 goals.
Yeah, assist and 3 goals. He's definitely the top dog of all the top 11 here, as far as I'm concerned. He's just such a threat. I call him Mr. Inevitable because you just know it's coming. You don't know when, Mr. Inevitable.
And it did, and once again, his last goal, he had on his face like, "Oh snap!" It like I thought I was having a bad game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm ending up with a hat trick and an assist, and we're going home with all the points.
Who are we doing for manager? We got to have a manager for this squad.
Okay. Sorry, I did forget about that last week. All right, so you bring it up. Who's your manager?
I'm giving
it to Arteta. You know that.
I'm giving it to Ange Postecoglou. Look, you know, you make changes midweek for your cup game, and you lose that, and you got to make further changes. And even though it was under the pretense of that Chicken Man was injured, he came on in relief. He wasn't injured.
No.
But he made the ballsy move to not only move Son to the middle, but to bring in a Manor Solomon for wing play that would have been Son's spot, and it worked perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I'll give it to you. And he was getting a lot of stick this week because they got knocked out of the cup because he made a bunch of changes, and they're like, he doesn't know what's going on, and we're like praying that that's the case. But no, I'll give it to you this week, Tottenham. You got two guys on the list, and you got your manager up there. So we've got Jordan Pickford in goal. We have anyone but Pau Torres. But really, we got Willy Bolly from Nottingham Forest, Gabriel Megalegs from Arsenal, Trent from Liverpool, and then in our and Estupinian for Brighton. And then we have Szoboszlai in the midfield, Declan Rice, and James Maddison with our forward line of Son, Ferguson, and Haaland. Let me know any team in the league that could beat this team right now. This is a crazy team. This team is impossible.
I like it.
With Ange at the helm. All right, so let us know what you guys think about our choices. Put it in the comments below. Do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? Do you want to be on the show and give us your thoughts?
There's always room for one more here.
All right. And we will see you guys on Friday night for happy hour. Even though it's international break, we'll be there. So
we'll find something to talk about.
Exactly. Mark, thank you so much for joining me. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace, y'all.